Good morning, students. In the past few months, we have read and learned to recite a number of poems. For example, The Lullaby, The Sick Young Dragon, and most recently, the poem Sunday. Today, let us understand poetry a little more in detail so that in the next few months, we would be able to appreciate poetry for what it actually is. What is poetry? Poetry is a collection of words that express an emotion or idea, sometimes with a specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. When we see a poem, there are a few elements of poetry that we must keep in mind when we see that particular poem. First is the theme. The theme is like the title. It's a lesson or a message about life. While this theme has been thought of by the poet, it consists of some rhythm with the beat and the sounds which is the feel of the poem. Now, when you feel the rhythm or the sound of the poem, you also get to know the mood of the poet while he was writing that particular piece of writing. For example, he could have been sad, so then the writing reflects something sad. If he is happy, it reflects something happy. So that is the mood or the feeling the poet is trying to convey. Now he has done this, the poet usually does it by writing it in lines. So a single row of words in a poem is called a line. But a group of these lines is called a stanza. It is something like a paragraph, but we refer to it as a stanza in poetry. Now there is also a meter. This is the number and style of accented syllables in a line. Suppose something has to be stressed or something has to be given importance, so that is the way it is written in the poem. There are also some poems which have a rhyme scheme, which have these words ending with which sound the same. For example, the last word in the first line and the last word in the second line may sound the same. These would be the rhyming words. So these ultimately turn out to be the elements that exist in a poem when you see one. There are some devices the poet uses to make this particular poem very interesting. It does not mean that all these devices are used in one poem. There could be one or maybe two of them used in a particular poem. But what are these devices? So we have the first one, a very simple one, rhyming words. Even when y'all were in kindergarten, y'all probably have learned poems like Jack and Jill went up the hill. So the word Jill and hill rhyme with each other. So that's how they use the rhyming words in poetry. If this pattern continues throughout the poem, it is called a rhyme scheme. So this becomes one of the important devices that is being used. Nowadays, some poems do not have these rhyming words, but most of them do. Then you have something which is called imagery. It is an attempt to paint an idea with words. Now, if you have to imagine something, you got to use your mind, you have to use your sight, you got to use the sense of smell, taste, and all these kind of things so that you can paint a lovely picture of what is being said. Suppose I'm talking about a jungle and I see these little ants over there. Okay, I want to describe some activity of the ant, and so I say the tiny red ant climbed up the broken twig. So I'm using my eyesight to see it and explain it. But the use of the words red, the use of the word tiny actually show you what is the image that you are looking at, and that is the image of an ant. So similarly, it is for smell, it is for taste, it is for sound, it is for touch. So when the poet uses this device, it creates an image in front of you. So it is called imagery. The next very important one is personification. This is like giving a human characteristic to an animal, object, or something abstract. Very important, because then you can actually feel the feelings of a human being are put into something which is not human. So for example, I'm talking about the sun which is shining very brightly, but I want to use a personification. So I say the sun smiled down at me. Can the sun really smile at me? No, but he's shining brightly. So I want to give the sun a feel of a person. So I personify it by saying smiled. Okay. Then we have comparisons that are made. The poet sometimes makes comparisons to make the poem a lot interesting. So he uses a comparison using as and like. The ones that use as and like are called similes. The poet even uses another kind of comparison, which is a direct comparison. It doesn't really say put two things together, but it says that the other one is the other thing. So for example, I want to say that he's brave. I could say use it as a simile and say he is as brave as a lion. But I am using a metaphor, so I say he is a lion. That means he's brave, but the quality of the lion is definitely in him. Okay? So that way you compare. Now a very interesting one is this onomatopoeia or sound words. We will learn about this in the next poem that will be done, River. And here what happens is that we use the words, the sound words to create an image. So suppose I'm talking about water, and if I say splash, you can actually hear the sound. If I say that everyone was happy and they clapped, so you could hear the sound. So these words which describe sound are called onomatopoeia or sound words. Simple sound words is a word which you should know. So with that we end these poetic devices. So we have 5 devices in all that we will be using in class 4 throughout the year. That is personification, simile, metaphor, imagery, onomatopoeia or your sound words, and finally your rhyming words, which is a very common part of it. So you have more or less 5 or 6 of them that we will be using regularly during this session. So now for the task of the day, you have to identify the poetic devices. I will give you a sentence and you must tell me which poetic device has been used over here to express the sentence. This work needs to be done in your revision notebooks. So you have to guess the poetic device. The first one is the sun smiled at me. What is your answer? The second one, the bell chimes every hour. So what happens? It is a you know what word. Very good. And the third one, dreams are like islands waiting to be discovered. So you will write that answer down. Now the answers to this task I will send to you later in the day. Okay, so you complete your work and be ready with it. Now for task 2, what do you have to do? You have to identify 2 poetic devices used in the poem Sunday. Then pick the example. Suppose you feel that this one is a simile, pick that one up and write the simile. If you think it's a rhyming word, pick those 2 words and write the rhyming word. So that way you have to identify at least 2 poetic devices in the poem Sunday. So with that, children, you have your task for the day. It shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to complete it. So all the best and wishing you all a great day ahead. Bye children. Take care.